Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you know, the California Gold Rush was a defining moment in America's westward expansion. It conjures images of intrepid American explorers striking it rich. But there's a crucial overlooked part of this history. The tens of thousands of Chinese immigrants who also flocked to California in search of their fortunes. Braving great risks and discrimination, these pioneers made invaluable contributions as miners, builders, and entrepreneurs. Their remarkable resilience in the face of adversity is an inspiration. This is the incredible untold story of the Chinese during the California Gold Rush. In January 1848, the discovery of gold flakes in the American River at Sutter's Mill set off the California Gold Rush. As news spread like wildfire across America and the world, thousands raced to stake their claims. Among these gold-seeking adventurers were immigrants from China, primarily impoverished peasants from Guangdong province. Lured by tales of limitless gold for the taking, these Chinese pioneers set sail for California. They became known as the Gum Son Hak, meaning Gold Mountain Guests in Cantonese. The majority were young men, as few Chinese women undertook the dangerous passage to America in the beginning. The voyage across the Pacific along the Maritime Silk Road took 4 to 8 grueling weeks, covering over 7,000 miles. On cramped ships, many fell ill with no medicine. Some perished along the way. Those who survived the trip arrived sick and malnourished, but persevered toward their dream of finding Gold Mountain. The first Chinese immigrants arrived in San Francisco in 1848 aboard the French ship Nantemose. By 1852, the Chinese population in California swelled to over 20,000. Upon arrival, they had to pay the monthly foreign miners tax levied discriminatorily on non-white prospectors. Undeterred, Chinese miners headed into the Sierra Nevada mountains, panning side by side with American and European prospectors. They brought skills like hydraulic mining techniques learned back home. Their work ethic and rude cooperation made them successful explorers. Contrary to racist stereotypes, official records showed Chinese miners were prospering. About 20% of all taxed miners in California in 1852 were Chinese. They sent back gold worth an estimated $40 million to China by 1855. Some even staked successful claims at Angora Creek and other sites. Life in the mining camps was filled with back-breaking labor in frigid and hazardous conditions. Unlike white prospectors who came in groups, most Chinese miners came alone and dwelled in separate camps for community support. To aid each other, clan-like organizations called huigun provided social and economic support. Companies like the Kong Cho Company in Weaverville operated general stores and banks catering to the Chinese. Their business acumen and hard work allowed them to thrive. In boomtowns, entrepreneurial Chinese immigrants filled vital economic niches like restaurants, laundries, and supplies. Chop suey eateries introduced Chinese cuisine to Americans. White miners often relied on them for services like cooking and washing clothes. Despite their contributions, the Chinese endured systemic prejudice and violence from white miners who saw them as competition. Racist media-fueled Yellow Peril, fears of Chinese immigrants stealing jobs and fortunes. As surface gold became scarce, white mobs began invading Chinese camps, brutalizing and robbing the inhabitants. From 1849 to 1860, over 600 documented attacks killed thousands of Chinese miners across California. Racist state laws also denied Chinese immigrants basic rights. The worst violence occurred on October 24, 1871, in Los Angeles Chinatown, when a white mob indiscriminately lynched 19 Chinese residents. The death toll could have been higher if not for the courageous Chinese beginning to defend themselves with revolvers. Subjected to appalling racism and declining profits, many Chinese abandoned mining. Some went back to China or migrated elsewhere like Caribbean plantations or Australian goldfields. Those who stayed provided critical labor for California's infrastructure like the Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869. The legacy of Chinese immigrants during the gold rush is deep and enduring. Despite daunting bigotry, they chose to settle in California as miners, farmers, builders, entrepreneurs, and more. Their hard work and sacrifice helped develop California's economy and multicultural heritage. From the 19th century onwards, Chinese communities have left an indelible mark on California. Today, vibrant Chinatowns still thrive as living monuments to the state's Chinese pioneers and their gold mountain dreams. Above all, this overlooked history reveals the formidable human spirit, chasing ambition despite adversity. The Chinese prospectors' courage, resilience, and work ethic in the face of unrelenting racism deserve more recognition. Their story remains an inspiring testament to making a better life in a new homeland. That concludes this eye-opening look at the untold story of Chinese immigrants during the tumultuous California gold rush. From perilous voyages to discrimination and ultimately, enduring legacies. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more hidden history brought to light. See you next time.